You don't really think about it like that when you're in the Gracie family. You kind of just born into this thing where it's all about martial arts and it's all about dedication and discipline, and you come from tradition, so you don't really think about from the outside point of view. For me, it's just been a very normal thing to train jiu-jitsu in the living room, to talk about how to defend yourself, to talk about leverage and health and all this is just very normal for me. It was never new. Seeing somebody get in a fight is more interesting than it is like, oh, a shock. So it's never been nothing big, but the older I get, the more I kind of realize of how big what I'm a part of, and how important it is. And that only motivates me more to really step up and be able to keep this going, because my grandfather was a crazy dude. He would challenge anybody, and his goal was to represent jiu-jitsu and to prove that jiu-jitsu was the best. And that guy weighed 135 pounds, and he was not a physically fit dude. And it goes to show how powerful his spirit was, and what he did. He changed the world. He made it so that a weak person could defeat a bigger opponent. And with my dad, with him, leading everything and taking charge and trying to spread, he was a very, very important person in all of our lives. He made it possible for a weak person to be able to defeat a big opponent, to have the self-confidence to believe in something other than a physical form, to believe in the leverage. And his theory and what he put onto his children is what gave not only the leverage and the technique, but also put physical abilities on top of it. So my dad got all the theory of the leverage and being a weak person and how to survive if you're weaker. But my dad wasn't. He wasn't weak. He was strong. So he used the technique and the leverage and the strength on top of it, which created a monster. He created somebody who is physically strong, but trains like as if he was a very lightweight, not a physically strong person. So he's able to really maximize his potential. And me coming up into this, again, like it's always just been a fun thing and something to be a part of. And it only kind of really clicked that the older you get, the more you realize how part of it is. And sometimes I kind of look outside from myself and I kind of think, man, this is crazy. This is like a movie, like my grandfather was this legend and my dad is this legend, and like I'm the only son, and it's like a movie, like, and not only am I the only son, but I'm also being able to be able to prove that it's still in the genes and it's still a powerful thing that we're dealing with. So I'm overwhelmed sometimes, and I kind of look back and I'm very grateful for the situation, and obviously God put me in the situation and put us in the situation for a reason.